Well, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to draft season, and with it, the return of Mock Draft Mondays. If you're new around here, you might not know what the heck I'm talking about, but if you've been following me for quite some time, you know it's a staple on this channel. So before I get into all of that, if you could do me a favor, hit the like button. Doesn't take too long to do, and it greatly helps out the channel a lot. Also, subscribe if you're new and hit that notification bell. You don't want to miss out on any draft content on this channel as we go through the experience in 2023. Now, what are Mock Draft Mondays if you're new around here? Well, it's self-explanatory. You get a mock draft every single Monday, but there is a key thing with it. First, we do only the first round up until free agency. Then, after a bid in free agency, we upgrade it to a 3-round mock, and then we eventually upgrade it fully to the full 7-round mock for the Cowboys. Now, with all that being said, there are a lot of fun prospects to take a look at. The Cowboys hold the 26th pick in this draft, and they have several needs, and of course those things will change as they bring guys back, sign guys, you name it. So a couple pressing needs that come straight to mind are a wide receiver 2, a second cornerback, a linebacker, or maybe 2, you might have the double dip, running back, guard. There's a lot to be named here, and of course, we need to see how things transpire because those things will become set in terms of what exactly is a need, and those things will be updated as we go through mock draft season, of course. So keep an eye out on that, and with that being said, let's go ahead and dive into our first mock draft.
With the 26th pick, the Dallas Cowboys select
Joey Porter Jr., cornerback, Penn State. Now, if you've been following me for quite some time, you know I'm a big Penn State guy, but that's not the reason I'm taking Joey Porter Jr. here. He's the best player on the board, and he was in this mock draft, and I'm not skipping out on him. Look, I don't think he's going to be here at 26. He might be. Anything's possible. But I do think he's going to go a lot higher because of the fact of the matter being that the draft process will involve the combine, the pro days. Things will change. So I don't think he's going to get into the 20s range for the Cowboys to look at getting him. But in this case, he is. So we're just going with what was presented to me. The biggest thing that's coming with Joey Porter Jr. is his frame. 6'2", 192 pounds. He is a guy that I think Dan Quinn would love to have in this defense. You need a legit cornerback 2 opposite of Trevon Diggs, and I think he can do exactly that. You need an impact guy that's going to make your defense dynamic at that position group, and he's definitely capable of doing that. When it comes to a couple things that I really like about him, first off, besides from the frame that he has for being a corner of that magnitude, he has great ball skills when it comes to catching and stuff like that. And on top of that, he's shown a lot of growth when it comes to his press technique and the footwork in 2022 that I've noticed. When watching him grow at Penn State, he's gotten better and better and better. And I can only imagine what Dan Quinn's going to do with a cornerback like him. And considering the cornerback position, and we've been seeing that Dan Quinn really likes taller cornerbacks to play in his system, it's a perfect match. Now, there are a couple things that you would want to be wary about, and that is the fact that sometimes run support can be an issue with him, and I think that he can be scheme-specific depending on the guy. But again, Dan Quinn would get a lot out of Joey Porter Jr. And so with that being said, if the Cowboys were to select him here, I think it's best player available, number 1, and number 2, you also cover a need. Going to what the Cowboys need, right? Look, you need someone outside of Trevon Diggs to be a playmaker. Yeah, you got that in DaRon Bland, and that's awesome, but you need more. And you can't just be like, okay, we got DaRon Bland, and that's it. Really, this comes down to this. Anthony Brown is most likely done in Dallas. The torn Achilles is not going to help him as he gets into his 30s and all that other stuff. That's number 1. Number 2, Jordan Lewis, his contract's going to be coming up next season, so you might even have to take a cornerback again. But if you're telling me I can get a guy for 5 years, cheap, and you're going to start paying Trevon Diggs, I think that this is a no-brainer to do this. Give me Joey Porter Jr. alongside Trevon Diggs with DaRon Bland in that mix, and you got yourself one hell of a cornerback room for the Cowboys moving forward. Now, with that being said, guys, there really isn't much more to say here, but what do you guys think? I understand that many of us look at these drafts and things will change. I've been hearing people talking about taking a running back at 26, and we'll talk about that in future videos, and I'm not going to mock that unless he's the only player on the board, and he'll maybe want to start some trouble. But with all that joking aside, I really think that this would be a great pick for the Cowboys. What do you guys have to say below? Your thoughts and opinions on such a selection? If you agree, put that down there. If you think you have someone else, put that down in the comment section below. And with that being said, I'll catch you guys next week in another iteration of Mock Draft Mondays. Have a good one, guys. Goodbye.